And here we are. The end of everything. Let me see. We're not gonna be using that in this fight, I doubt. We're not gonna be able to fire this, like, enough times, basically. Maybe just go to Western Classic. Or Nebula, I guess. Yeah, let's go like this. Although the mod on the Western Classic is entirely useless in this fight. Also, the Nightmare and Dreamer is easily the best boss fight in the game for me, at least, so...
It won't work!
Anomaly.
This I don't mind if this is gonna be very tough.
You did it! We're here!
Let's
This
see
is
what's
our
gonna
one
happen.
chance. If we stop the brute here, it's done. For good.
Corruption eradicated.
I can break the shield, but it'll take everything I've got. I'll be powerless. All right. Once we do this, there's no turning back. Either you win, or...
Say it.
or it's the end of everything.
Anomaly. Your chance of success is greater than 0.
Thank goodness for saying that. That helps a lot.
Attempting to reassure you?
Yeah. Thanks. Very comforting.
Come on. Let's do this. Okay. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, it kicks you into...
Sure. What's on your mind?
What? These are the same questions as we got before. Yeah,
And
they
hey, if you see the ward again, we're almost there, Trap. Okay.
It's basically you get the chance to ask the same questions again. But I already asked them, so let's go. Can we shoot them?
I got this.
The rusty repeater low.
You must hurry.
Hey! Traveler! Kick some ass for me.
Oh boy. Time to get fucked. Oh right, there's a cutscene here, I kinda forgot. I'm so used to when I go into this fight here on my first playthrough that I don't remember to see the cutscene because it took me that many times. This is one of those fights in Remnant that you really do have to learn. At least I did on my first playthrough anyway. very slow. That is the weak point. Trying to remember the moves. So it does 2 insta dashes, then I need to shoot those balls. Oh yeah, shooting those might be better if I have an automatic weapon, but I have 15 ammo on Nebula, so that should be fine enough. Also, being that close to him when he does that move is not a good idea. Dun, 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 dun. So they actually don't get instantly destroyed from that. So my Nebula actually doesn't do enough damage to kill those. I have to shoot like every ball or every one of those orbs twice. That complicates things. Right, I keep forgetting how fast he does the second smashdown. I touched that. Stop crawling around me, idiot. Oh yeah, he's done better actually. What, do we insta-die or where does this go? Where's the spawn on the second phase? Do I have enough time to heal or do something, or is it just, do I just insta? I'm gonna try to insta heal, see what happens.
I'm in trouble.
Trying to remember the moves. That is not it. I remembered one, unfortunately. Yeah, that is not the attack that you can duck underneath. I guessed wrong twice. Also dodged that. What is going on? And that. That I didn't dodge. Okay. So one of those attacks I didn't dodge. Every other attack I dodged flawlessly. So I don't understand what the game is bullshitting now. Really gotta hate when it does that. Where does the issue lie? If it's not my clicks, then what? What? I dodged exactly the same time other times and it worked? Now it didn't? Interesting. I play the game. My character was loading for like, I don't know, an hour. Okay, so you do want to dodge the visual on that preferable. So, I keep getting dodges on that attack even when I'm not dodging the visual, which is why it becomes confusing. Why am I able to dodge that attack without dodging the visual, but there I needed to dodge the visual of the actual AoE, the shockwave on it. Otherwise I get hit. Why the inconsistency? And also, why is there a seams right there? Why are there seams? I dodged them twice. I don't know, this game is actual bullshit. I dodged twice, literally frame perfect. What a load of bullcrap. I dodged way before the visual, by the way. I lost one. Yeah, fly. It's music, now. I almost was able to do something. Okay, that's, yeah, I was gonna say a little early. I'll be totally again. Fuck. Team attack in both planes? Fuck me. If you told me that I was gonna get it on the first try when I actually get even the hang of the second phase, I would have told you fuck no.
Now you tell
But here
me.
we are.
I had hoped it would not come to this.
Come to what?
That is a really fun fight, by the way.
Hey!
If I don't have to complain
There's gotta
about
be a
my
way.
dodges not working, that is
What
a
are we
really
doing
fun
here
fight.
if there isn't a goddamn way?
Only two outcomes for me. The corruption consumes us all. Or
Keep!
Yeah, the Labyrinth Keeper is gonna get sentimental here. Because of the humanity that he has.
What's going on? Why
I
Why
guess
isn't it
got
staying
used
dead?
to him
the
from
corruption is
Clementine.
violent.
Yeah, Clementine's
Danger
influence
is no
makes it
longer
harder for
viable
Labyrinth Keeper
option.
to let go. Let
The
go
only
and
outcome
begin
left
from
is
nothingness.
Annihilation. To eradicate the corruption. The system must be restored.
Okay, what the hell does that mean?
It means wiping everything. Starting over.
Starting over? I thought we were trying to stop that from happening.
We have no choice. The root will destroy everything. For all time.
This is unexpected. I am reluctant to execute.
No. Keep. There's another way. Traveler! On me!
Clementine!
Wait, what? I forgot to fight him again. Or you kind of do, I guess. But not really. Clementine! What the fuck? Cool. I was gonna say if Nerul is not mentioned. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what is my favorite realm out of all of the all of the realms, I think boss-wise probably Loathsome and enemy-wise. When it comes to story, Yaisha, and when it comes to atmosphere and the visuals of the place, probably Nerul. So it's a split between all three of them actually. Yeah, this is not bizarre at all. Right, let's hope that there's less corruption on this next world than I guess Clementine is literally harboring her own body, or being burnt on in an interesting way. Right, so we went back to, not even the Stone Age, we went back to the atoms. Everything is one segment. Everything, or from which everything is born. Right, so do I want to say anything? Ow, fuck, hit my leg. Right, so I was playing Remnant 2 a lot off stream. So first of all, I think I got like 150 hours, if not more, just off stream playing the game after my first playthrough of the game officially. And this is a good game to kind of like randomly just go and just pick up and play. Like, it's one of those games that is very easy to do that with. Now, when it comes to what kept me coming back in this game, it was merely just the fact that I wanted to see all different variations, as well as I wanted to pick up all different weapons and weapon mods and mutators, and, you know, just gather and, you know, consume everything that I basically can that the game has to offer. But after I did that, there was nothing else to really play the game anymore for. Like, I kind of just lost interest because I already did everything in it, and because the game's is like mechanics, it being, you know, a shooter game, it's not as, I guess, addicting the kind of gameplay loop that this game has in it compared to something like what would I even compare this to? Like some kind of like third-person like action game where like you know, it's more melee focused and there's more that you can do with like your attacks itself, I guess. With this game, it's more so once you create build and varieties on your own build, you know, it's kind of just it's just different versions of shooting basically, and it makes me want to not experiment with different builds as much because of the game being so reliant on obviously the shooting mechanic. So once I had a build that was very good for like weak point damage and like sharpshooting, then I kind of didn't have any motivation to just kind of experiment anymore. So not only was my interest to experiment with the different builds and the weapons taken away slowly over time, but also once I had discovered everything that the game basically had in it, outside of some, you know, extremely nuanced secrets, as well as, you know, many of the archetypes in this game, like the vast majority of the archetypes are extremely hidden in Remnant 2. Like, you basically have to follow like a tutorial or read the game's Wikipedia to be able to like get like most of the archetypes. Like it's ridiculously like hidden, all of them. So once I was, you know, done with all of that, and you know, here we are now, I noticed in the last like 2 weeks or so that I didn't feel like I had any reason to play this, you know? Like, even like if I had some off time when I wasn't like playing Dark Souls 1 or Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers or DS2 like I play now, like I just didn't have any reason to want to play this, you know? And I hate that it is like that, but like, you know, I played this game a lot more and I like this game a lot more than the first game. Though I do say this, I think the first game's DLC content story-wise was definitely the most memorable part of the previous game. And you know why that is for, at least it was for me? It is because there was less randomness in the DLC of the first game. Like, there's varieties on obviously the areas, and there's varieties on you know, which one of the like bosses you can get, which one of the like 1 or 2 bosses like in the same encounter or like bracket you can get basically in the Razor DLC as well, and Remnant from the Ashes too. But the story of that area felt much more cohesive than the stories do in this game, because this game's story is so unbelievably fragmented, and none of it really, like, the stories from Yaisha, the stories from Loathsome, and the stories from Nerud, none of those stories intertwine with each other. They just kind of exist. They exist as unique and they exist basically as unique full stories in on themselves. So the only parts of this game's story that actually feels cohesive are the stories told in Ward 13, as well as this in the Labyrinth, of course, with Clementine as well as the Labyrinth Keeper, and this Root Earth part of the game here that I just did just now. So apart from those 3 there, the actual like vast majority of the time you spend in this game, which is in the other realms, they are so far detached from this game's normal story, unlike in Remnant 1, where there was different varieties on what you were able to do, but everybody progressed the game in the same way, but you had a different chance to get different events. So you went from, obviously you start Remnant 1 from the Ashes, you go from Earth, you go to the Labyrinth first time, and then from that part of the Labyrinth you get was it Yaisha first? No, Yaisha was not first. It was the desert realm, that realm. I forgot the name of it, but was it like... anyways, you know the one I'm speaking of, yeah? You went to that realm, and then after that it was the jungle realm, if you decided not to murder one king, and then... after that it was finally Yaisha as the last one. So everybody progressed those the same way. The story felt a lot more cohesive because of that. Despite there being, you know, random chance of, you know, what you can like generate with your own playthrough, like what bosses you get and what different like small differences you get in the areas and stuff. But in this game, you know, as I've already said this now, because the different realms are their own stories entirely, and they feel entirely detached story-wise from the Labyrinth as well as Earth and Ward 13, that it makes following this game's story and even world building exhausting, or rather uninteresting, because of how fragmented it is, you know? So you have to kind of like think all of these stories separate from each other, and that requires a lot of patience and brain power in order for you to have the want to do that. A lot of intrinsic motivation to want to understand the stories in all Loathsome, Nerud, as well as Yaisha, separately from everything else. And I just simply didn't have that. In the first game it was more interesting because you did still progress normally, you know, but because you had those different varieties, like there was different like notes you were able to read, the different story beats with like strong bosses and encounters were at the same point in the game for like everybody else also, you know, it's a lot more cohesive experience, whereas this one, you know, it is what it is. However, gameplay-wise, this game is far better than the first Remnant game is. But Remnant 1 from the Ashes is more memorable for me from these two games, despite me playing this game far more than the first game. But yeah, as these credits are still playing, so there was some other games that I was also thinking of also playing on this. Obviously the Doom games I mentioned already, you know, but there's so many other games that I have on my backlog that I just haven't, I just haven't really thought about that as much. And then there's obviously some, you know, pseudo shooting games like Pragmata, for example, that I haven't played yet, but I will play at some point. That I'm not gonna play that on keyboard and mouse here. I'm just gonna play it on the QD OLED on the right instead. Because on that game, aiming is not that important. If like aiming is like the primary thing you do, it makes sense then. Like if you shoot like all the time, like something like the Horizon games are another thing that I also need to visit again at some point, I feel. Though I might get burned out on Horizon Forbidden West again, because it's gonna be the exact same thing as Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West when I played them last time, which is I enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn more because of, you know, that was the first like kind of like Ubisofty like open world that I experienced in the first Horizon game, right? So it didn't really overstay its welcome quite yet. But when I got to the second game and then there's the gameplay changes and all that, it became very exhausting at that point. So I feel like the same exact thing is gonna happen again. So with the Horizon games, it might be better to play the first one, take some break from the game, do something else, play some other game, and then go back to, you know, play the sequel. But, you know, I kinda don't like that. You know, I typically like to play like sequences or sagas of games back to back to back. It just feels more right. It's more cohesive from the story. Also, what is happening right now? I guess we're going back in time because, yeah, right before everything got destroyed. Fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Okay, what happens if I press start again? I think it kicks me right outside the boss gate or something, right? That was a very weird into that cutscene. Oh yeah, it puts us like right before it, I'm guessing. Now it also allows us to start New Game Plus as well, I would imagine. Yeah, Blackened Citadel. Or you need to reroll the campaign, I guess you can also do that. Well, actually, you know what? Before we leave this, I'm just gonna see what other mods we got. What did we get for them from the final boss? It's not that. It's this, Forgotten Memory, that's what we got. So this is what we got from the thing that we killed before, the one that looks like a flying white from like Solstice, except it's red. The still pulsing heart of a truly ghastly creature. Holding it for too long stirs a touch of madness within you. Okay. And then this is the this is the item of great importance. A precious manifestation incubating this growth. The root around it clings desperately, as if straining to remember its first connection. First memory of something sub-1 beside itself. The course hidden begot the corruption. It is strange to feel sentimental. Perhaps the corruption was infantile, once benign. A fragile new creation reaching out for its creator.
Better be. All right.
So that is the weapon from Annihilation.
Bye.
Test out on this weapon. That is definitely strong. 1015 damage, okay. Actually, this could be very good on a secondary weapon. Like, I could put on this thing, actually. What did the visual look like on it? This? Yes. Yeah, could be very good on that thing. Now... Wait, did I not build the weapon? Oh, I didn't build the weapon, didn't I?
Yay. Alright. Okay, that's all you get. Die now.
Charge shot. Oh, it's a charge shot weapon. Fires a burst of 5 energy bolts. Hits reduce subsequent charge time and increases damage by 10% for 3.5 seconds. Next 5x. Brands a target for 30 seconds. Branded enemies that die leave a brand at their location. Reloading or swapping detonates brand stealing. Reloading and swapping. What? Adding brands 3x max. On the same target, deal 50% damage. Slain enemies return 5 to 15% of ammo and mod power of the weapon. Wait, this is only 450 mod power requirement. Wait, you can spam this. You can spam the hell out of this thing.
So long.
It is strong. I wish I had a better... Like, I wish I could multiply weapon mutators. Maybe on Nukem Pluses. Actually, no. If you get the same mutator, it's gonna be... The game is gonna transform it into scrap. So that's not ideal. The damage this weapon does, by the way, holy shit. God damn. Thing hurts. Not my highest damage weapon for sure, but you know. Be probably this one. 24k. Yeah, that is a little strong. Yikes. Yeah, that shit hurts. Yeah, this would make quite a bit of sense to have on this weapon. Next time I play this game, I guess. But for the time being, I'm gonna stop that there.